Hi guys, it's album review time. We got Wig Wam and Out of the Dark. This is coming out this Friday, February the 10th. Wig Wam been going a little while now. First album came out in 2004. This is their 6th album on Frontiers, melodic hard rock. Some people would say glam. I don't know about that, but you can put glam in the mix if you like. They're from Norway. During their career, they had some great albums. First couple of albums were amazing. They split in 2014, came back in 2021 with Never Say Die, which was a brilliant comeback. Probably a little bit more serious in their musical ventures, I would say, on Never Say Die, and this sort of carries on in that way. 11 tracks, 44 minutes and 2 seconds long. Of course, they've had a little bit of a, you could call it a break. I don't know how successful it's been for them, but they're obviously they had a song on Peacemaker, which was the DC series, and one of their songs was played at the beginning of every program. Plus, they had another song, I think, within the series, which is really cool, getting these sort of bands who deserve a bit of a break out there. Hopefully, it's done them some good. I hope it has. In the band, Sten Nilsson on vocals. Love his vocals, man. Really like, I don't know, you just know it's him when he sings. He's got one of those voices, isn't he, that's different than a lot of the people around in melodic hard rock at the moment. Trond Holter, I bang on about him all the time. He's an amazing guitarist on this album. Man, he's all over this album. It's a fantastic sounding album as well. I'll get onto that in a minute. Bernt Jansen on the bass and Øystein Andersen on the drums. Rhythm section sounds amazing on this album. And again, I think that's something to do with the production, but obviously they're really tight rhythm section anyway, been going a few years now. So, but production wise, man, this is the best sounding album I've heard so far this year. And it just sounds huge. It's the Never Say Die sounded great as well. I would say this takes it one step further. I'm trying to look into actually produce this album. I don't know if it's the band themselves, but man, it sounds good. It really fucking sounds good. They've made the most out of every single instrument. The guitars sound amazing, and I love the sound of the tone of Trond Holter's guitar anyway, but the production really ramps it up. There's some real heavy sounds on this. There's some real thumping bass and drums, and of course, Sten Nilsson sounds amazing, but the sound, the mix on this is one of the best you'll hear this year, you know, maybe for a few years. It just sounds amazing. It really does. Production is spot on. So let's go for some of the tracks. Out of the Dark, the first single, the title track.
I give my soul to you, laid my whole life in the palm of your hand.
Kicks the album off straight out the gate, crunchy Holter riff kicking in. This is sort of medium to fast paced. That serious rocking feel they had on the last album is back. Huge guitars, pounding rhythms. You get those sort of great clean vocals from Sten Nilsson, then sort of breaking out into that more aggressive tone that he has. A rocking opener for sure. High and Dry, the second single, heavy bluesy track.
Way too late to regret and change the hands.
Medium paced, great chorus with a cool ascending riff. A really fun track that has that Wig Wam stomp all over it. Forevermore is the third single. Slow to medium pace song. There's a lot of variety on this album, and this is where you really feel it. You've had a sort of like a melodic hard rock, like board on metal sort of track, Out of the Dark. High and Dry, very bluesy. Forevermore, completely sort of different, a bit folky, I suppose you could say. European sound infused track as well, very dynamic, anthemic. Some great experimentation here on this album with sort of, especially on this song, with sort of voice techniques going over, acoustic sort of, I said, already said, sort of folky guitars, another huge sing-along chorus. Bad Luck Chuck is next. Medium pace, pure 80s hard rock, this one. The kind of stuff you would hear coming out of the Sunset Strip, I would say, in the mid-80s. Party, heavy rock at its best. Another huge chorus that you can just imagine on, I don't know, like an Icon or a Lion album. Uppercut Shazam is next. Interesting title. That unmistakable Holter guitar riff again here. So busy on that guitar. What a great tone as well. I've already mentioned the tone of his guitar. I love the sound of his guitar. What a heavy track. The brilliant production playing a big part here, having you hear every crisp note on Holter's guitar. Another catchy, fun track. Ghosting You is next. That bluesy groove is all over this one. Sten Nielsen spitting some sort of fun 80s inspired lyrics out with that soulful tone that he's got. This one boasts some brilliant backing vocals as well. Just what you need in this sort of catchy melodic hard rock. The Purpose is next. Great track, slow song. They slow it down a little bit here and tug at the heartstrings, I would say, a little bit as well. Holter with some heartfelt guitar melodies in this ballad that sort of comes at just the right time after the heaviness that we've heard already and the grooves that we've had all along. An amazing solo that just shows you that Holter can just pull anything off when it comes to guitar work. The American Dream is next. Another sort of Sunset Strip inspired track, I would say. If this was 1986 and MTV all over again, you know what I mean? This would be right at the top of the charts. Some great Eddie Van Halen inspired guitar licks and another fun-filled track. Rock and roll played at the highest level. And the fucking solo, man. Amazing stuff. We do get a little break with an instrumental called 79. Sort of Holter showing off a little bit, and why not? Sort of that Parisian Walkways type of feel in this song. It's a great track. God By Your Side is track 10. This is perhaps the heaviest riff kicking this one off. Real fucking heavy, this one. The tone of Holter's guitar here is immense. This one has got some real attitude, I would say, with Sten Nielsen vocal style, a little lower in range. Slightly different style for him. It sounds great though. Probably the heaviest track on offer. Next up, and the last track, we have Sailor and the Desert Sun. After a mellow intro, a huge riff kicks this off. This has a bit of an Eastern feel to it. I do like Eastern melodies going over rock and metal. An epic, not in length by the way, only 3 minutes long sound. But yeah, it's got a real epic sound, like a closer, if you like. I love the slow pace of this. Makes the riff sound so heavy at times. This is a song that sounds so different than anything else on the album as well. Again, they experiment a lot, but they have something in common with every track on this album, and that's a huge fucking chorus. This huge chorus is all over this. Man, this is a great album. I already prefer this than Never Say Die, although that was great. This sounds a step up again for Wig Wam. It really does. They're a great band. I hope they get the recognition they deserve. This is a must-buy, guys. This is Out of the Dark by Wig Wam. It's out this Friday, the 10th of February. Let me know if you're going to get it in the comments below. I'll see you soon.